Welcome to All Aboard with Ned,
I'm sitting on the floor.
Adam,
I don't think it's as bad as everyone makes them out.
and LK.
You were back on alive, but now you're stuck. You're frozen again, LK. There you go.
All right, boys. So it's the week. It's the big week. I'm obviously very jealous. I will not be at Saco at all this weekend.
Why is that? Are you Jewish?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're 30 seconds in. Am I able to drop a I'm Jewish line now? Well, I can't go on Sabbath on Saturday, and then we're in a period of 9 days right now where you can't go to any shows because it's a mourning period in our calendar. So I can't go on Sunday. I also have my son's 2-year-old birthday party. So there's that. Yeah, exactly. But that said, you're both going. So for starters, what are you looking forward to the most? Ned, I'll start with you because you're not frozen.
Well, since I'm already here, I'm in one of the guest rooms of my parents' cottage, sitting on the floor. It's an attic that they converted to a bedroom. Yes.
Okay.
So literally, that's a window to the the ceiling. Yeah.
Nice.
And by the way, that cottage is for rent, correct?
I was going to say $3,000 a week. No, but my dad's now 80, and he made the imperial decision when I showed up today, saying I'm not renting it anymore. We're gonna fix it up a little bit, and I just want to come up here all summer. So next summer instead of renting. Yeah, great, but I like it's a cash cow. It could be a cash cow.
Mm-hmm.
House next to us gets they don't rent. House next to us over here gets $5,000 a week.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah,
really?
but it's big.
Wow.
It's a big house. It's a big house. This is 100 years old, maybe 2,000 square feet, and very cramped, but it's a cottage.
Are you close to the beach though?
Oh yeah, like 25 to 50 yards up is the beach.
Oh,
right there.
So yeah. I mean, if you fix it up and you want to put it out there, but you could probably charge a lot more.
Maybe.
Oh, but then when he goes,
right,
you go back to renting.
Right.
We could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, in my job though, I would love to do 6 months here and then 6 months in Florida. Do the snowbird move. But no, I'm really excited I'm really excited because we are planning our family vacation next month up here. So I'm really excited to see everyone. I almost shit when when they mentioned we have an idea for a drive-in movie theater in Saco, Maine. I'm like, I know exactly. It's literally 3 miles from where I am. 3 miles.
That's awesome.
So I'm like, oh my god, that's fantastic. I've been there all the time with my kids.
That's amazing. So you've been there, like you said. So what are you looking forward to the most about this weekend?
Just seeing everyone, except you and Menners, Adam.
I know, right?
And also, I think is Allison not coming, or is it?
No, she's coming.
Robinson's.
No, Allison's going.
Yeah, B&B is not coming.
B&B isn't going, right? Yeah.
Well, and actually, last time we met Awaska, you just came for Kirk's show and then went back home, right? You didn't spend any time with anyone, right?
I know. Well, that's because the blizzard screwed me all up. I was going to be up there plenty of time on Friday, and then I couldn't get up there until Saturday afternoon. Actually, is when I got there.
Are you
going to be going early?
Are you going to be going to 4 Dragonfly Drive? And again, that's 4, not 2.
That's 4, not 2.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I know exactly what that is too. It's just up the street from an intersection where when I lived here, where my dentist was, my family dentist was. So I know exactly what you're talking about. I was the OG show yesterday was hysterical because TJ was doing the Chamber of Commerce speech about what to do, and I was dying. I'm going. And then he didn't mention any of the really good restaurants, So there are tons of great places.
Well, the good restaurants are not sponsoring him. That's the problem.
Yeah, there
that's
you go. So LK, what are you looking forward to the most?
I mean, like Ned said, seeing the people that I met in Madawaska, people that I have been meeting online and haven't met in person. I think. I'm a true believer that at the end of the day, you are who you are. Either if you are online or no in person, you can hide behind a keyboard for a while, but you are who you are. You know, and meeting people in person, I think, helps to get a different image or impression of people that you haven't met, right? So no, assholes will be assholes, but people that you may have a different perception. Once you meet them in person, you will change your mind, your perception. So I'm looking forward to meet people that I've only met online. I think it's going to be a great event. Hopefully the weather is nice.
Are you going to go to Mike and the Minifans?
No, I'm flying up Saturday morning.
Okay.
Yeah. So LK's going to fly into Boston, and then he's going to drive straight up. But
how long is the drive?
LK, it's not bad. I did it today. I did 2 stops today. One at my aunt and uncle's house, and one just for like a 7-Eleven for drinks or water and stuff. Logan Airport to here, pretty much close to it. 2 hours 25 minutes, and that's with 2 stops.
Yeah.
There's nobody on the road. I mean, there's no traffic to worry about.
That's good.
If you were to hit traffic, it'd be tonight, but you'll miss it.
Yeah. So my plans is go to the airport straight to the hotel in Scarborough. We're gonna shoot a special episode of El Fuego. So I got some people that wanna try
that want to see you die.
Yeah,
suffer.
pretty much.
What main spices do we have up here? I don't think we have anything hot enough for you locally.
No, I'm bringing something, so it's gonna be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you both, you were both at Madawaska also.
Yep.
All right. We all know that Mike had his big Madawaska moment. He got drunk, pissed Kirk off. Whatever. What are the odds? What are you putting the odds at of a Mike mishap?
I'm putting it low. I think I'm putting it low, and not because I think he's bright but I do think he realizes that if anything close to that would happen in Madawaska, where he was not any use to him during the show, that's done. He's gone.
Yep.
So I don't think that's going to happen.
I think he's more aware.
Yeah.
But he always finds a way to fuck something up. So I wouldn't put very high, but not too low. I think I would, put in the middle. Like I don't know. There might be a possibility that he fucks up, not like royally, like in Madawaska when he got drunk. But he always finds a way to fuck something up. So.
But do we know where?
You can't discard him.
Do we know where he's staying? Who he's coming up with?
Yeah, he's coming up with Warthog and Alba and Mrs. Warthog.
Okay, Alba.
They're all staying together in an Airbnb. So yeah, he's going to be fine.
He's going to be good.
Alba's there.
Right.
He's going to be good. I don't think he's going to be an issue.
Okay.
But Ned, you've been to the drive-in theater. What do you think? Do you think that the logistics are going to work out? You think that everything's going to go seamlessly?
It's well, nothing ever goes seamlessly, right? But it's going to work out really well because you guys have probably seen some of the shows that other big entertainers are putting on, just like this. They're going to drive-ins and people are getting out. Of course, Maine is much. The COVID up here is not nearly as bad. I'm surprised at how few masks I see around.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, everyone has them in their pocket, and where I am in Florida, people are wearing them all the time outside. I'm not because I go to a store, absolutely.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
No, it's like I'm outside. Stay 6 feet away from me, then. Don't come here. But I think logistically, it's right off of Route 1. You cannot miss it. You cannot drive by it.
Yeah.
So it won't be like in Madawaska. Finding Madawaska on the map was hard enough.
Right.
So I think this will be great. Where my concern is, just what they talked about today. The employees at the drive-in, and they're all experts. They're going to do just like in an event, like a football game or a baseball game. They're going to be bringing you in. So it's kind of first come, first serve for front row, unless Steve has worked something out with them where we kind of want to maybe disperse that. I don't know if they can do that though. So it's like, do I really want to be there? Right. I mean,
but is there an advantage? But is there an advantage if it's on a screen? Because if they're just going to be in, if you're not even going to be looking at them, they're going to be in a tent on the side. You're going to be looking at the screen. And they said any really big trucks or cars or vans, I guess, are going to have to go in the back.
Right.
So, I mean, is there really an advantage? I mean, I doubt you'll not see something if you're in a sedan behind an SUV, for example.
Well, that's a good point, but I'll defer to Tara. And if you asked her if she wanted to be in the front row of a Jonas Brothers concert or 35 rows back and looking at a big screen, she's going to tell you she wants to be in the front row. So I think you'd want to see You'd want to be closer up front. But I think it's not really going to matter because even Kirk said today he's going to go out and talk to every car, everyone, like he did Madawaski. He came to every single table, which was amazing.
So speaking of which, what do you think some other surprises will be during the show? Any
Big
guesses?
Cat.
Big Cat would be a good one.
I think Big Cat's coming from Chicago.
That would be a good one. New York.
Yeah.
New York.
He's in New
I
York.
thought he okay, but
He's a Chicago guy, but he moved with them to New York. That would be a good one.
So someone asked him on Twitter. He said he's definitely not going, but he might pop in. So
right. See, I think he's
maybe
the
like
true,
a recorded thing
of the content providers at Barstool. He's the number one supporter. I don't think it's KFC. It's not anybody else. It's him. So I think if Kirk said, "Hey, look, I want to do this right," he's hugely popular with the Minute fans, right?
Yep.
Even I like the guy, right? What's there not to like about him? He's a riot.
Yeah.
So I do think like if Kirk asked him and he could find the time, and this is a couple of weeks ago when this was all set up, I think he's going to show up.
Yeah. He's also, by the way, one of the nicest people. I used to work around the corner from Barstool HQ, and I bumped into him. Literally, I mean, I didn't know this yet, but it turns out it was about 10 or 15 minutes after he just found out that ESPN canceled their show.
Ooh.
So, he's clearly having a day. And, I called out to him, and he sat there and talked to me and was super friendly to me for like 10 minutes, took a picture. You would think he was having the best day in the world with nowhere to go and just, I think that'd be a good one. I actually, and I know that they joked about this one, I think one of the surprises could be Tucker.
Ooh, that would be a wild
I think
one.
that could be an interesting surprise, but I think it could work.
It's pretty hard to convince someone to go to Maine, in the middle of the summer. So I don't know.
Yeah, but isn't he there already?
He's here.
Oh, is he there?
I don't know, but I don't know where though. I don't know where. I know he's got a studio here, right?
Right, and
I don't know exactly where.
He did the video for the 5K. I mean, listen, maybe they won't. Maybe these people won't show up, but I think that there's going to be like at the very least some video aspect to it. I wouldn't be surprised if they filmed something like a 5-minute Cullen episode, like an actual video episode of it. I think that would be pretty awesome. But I mean,
Roger Goodell is here too.
Yeah, right. My mind races towards the biggest and grandest things just because I know I'm going to miss it. So I assume I'm going to miss the greatest thing ever. So
what's so there's a mini fan, right? There's a mini fan show before.
Yes.
Correct, right?
Yep.
So he's probably planning some stuff.
Yeah, I think so. Well, wait, no, because the Minifan News. Hang on, let me check this out. Because Minifan News, which we know is actually them, they tweeted out a schedule of events. Yep. Friday is the. I'm just pulling it up right now. Friday it has OG Minifans live, and followed by Blind Mike. There's nothing here on Saturday and Sunday about the Minifan show.
I thought DC was gonna make one.
I did too, but maybe not.
Something's changed.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
So anyway, I want to go back the week a little bit to I think Monday when what's her name, Kate, started a fight with Kirk. Well, what's your guys' opinion on that?
I think Kate is not the most relevant person. I think she's got her niche, whatever niche. There we go. That she's got that, and a lot of that revolves around Zero Blog 30, and I think that what they do there is great. I don't think she is as funny as people give her credit for, and I think that a lot of these folks see the Minahan bump, and a lot of them get upset at the fact that Ellie Schnitt hasn't tweeted for a month. K Marco is getting bombed again now every time he tweets, and they know that they can get a nice bump and get credit with the Barstool crowd if they jump on Kirk. And so, I think that she did that. She's playing the victim. Like they said, there weren't even that tweets at her from them. But it's easy for her to blame Kirk.
I mean, but what pisses me off is not only playing the victim, it's the friendly fire, right? It's like hey, your fans are coming after me, like kind of accusing him of things. Like, when was
Turns
the
out it
last
wasn't
time he
true.
talked about her? Yeah,
Yeah.
when was the last time he talked about her? Like 3 weeks ago, and she needs to bring this up now. Like,
Yep.
why? So like this friendly fire, this unhealthy environment. Like it feels like if Kirk worked in the office, he would have to have his back against the wall all the time because he doesn't
Yep.
know who's coming after him. This is not sane.
Yeah. Well, I think in her case, she whether it was premeditated or not, she was too late after the event when actually Kirk brought it up. She was a
Yeah.
week later.
Yep.
So Kirk mentioned her a week before in that stupid pandering
Yep.
communist China article that was awful.
Yep.
And the thing is, they don't want to take the flack for their stand behind the words that they put on paper.
Right, exactly. They want to be
that's
just like a
Yeah, they don't want to
recognized.
hear any dissent. Now, she's not a young kid. She served this country, and I'm very grateful for that. She's seen a lot of things that I've never seen in my 50 plus years.
Yep.
And I'm truly grateful for that. But I cannot believe the immaturity in the fact that after you've gone through all that, it hasn't seasoned you to what's really a problem and what isn't a problem.
But Nat, I even respect if she has a different opinion. Like
Yeah.
this is a free
Right,
country.
but that's the problem.
Fact that,
But that's the
but the
problem.
fact
They
that she
won't
doesn't
respect yours.
No, and not only that, she won't stand by her words like Ned
own
said.
word, right.
She's not gonna own what she wrote, and she's crying because people are criticizing her.
But
so
it's
why
not
is
even,
it?
But it's not that
No.
she's not owning what she wrote. It's that she's going to say, well, she's going to just ignore all of the valid responses from Kirk that criticize what she wrote, and instead just say, you guys are bullying me, and just immediately jump to that,
No,
whoa,
but it's
blah, blah,
it's the
blah,
passive aggressive.
Of course.
It's the passive
Very
aggressive, right? Because
convenient.
it's not
Yep.
it's not Kirk. It's
No.
Kirk's fan, right?
Fans, right.
So she went after the fans, but she had to bring his name because, like Ned said, it will get her a bump. So
Correct. And sadly, she's not unusual in her position, and we've seen this with the progression
Yep.
of the past 3 or 4 years, where a certain political belief can say whatever they want, and don't have to deal with the backlash of any disagreement.
Oh yes.
Hey,
It's
I'm
typical-
Jewish, and it's
typical
okay
liberal.
to shit on me now. And again, by the way, I'm Jewish, in case you didn't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, being
Yeah.
anti-Semitic, totally fine now. Or being racist against white people, against anyone other than black people. And again, don't get me wrong. If you are a racist asshole, the key word there is asshole. You are a horrible person, and I disavow all racism. However, I also disavow anti-Semitism, and I also disavow any type of ageism or any of the isms. And so, except for Judaism. So, it's exactly that. It's that, their bubble is now just so locked in on the fact that you can do whatever you want and say whatever you want and have the protection of, the second someone attacks you, call them names, send accusations at them, do whatever you want. You don't have to have evidence, you don't have to have proof, and you don't have to ever be held responsible for what you say, because we're going to hold them responsible for what they have said that has disagreed with you, and therefore we're going to turn that around.
It's a race to victimhood. Everyone wants to be the victim.
It's typical liberal reaction.
Yep.
Typical liberal reaction.
And it's going to get so much worse with this election.
And then what's his name? Nerdy Fox.
Robbie
jumped
Fox.
on the fight. Yeah, Robbie Fox jumped on the fight, tried to defend his pals. I thought he would just. I thought he would crumble. I thought he would crumble when talking to Kirk the next day, but he did well up to a point. He could hunt. He could. The word I'm looking for? He could handle the conversation, and hold his own up to a point, and then Kirk just not destroyed, but Robbie didn't have any argument.
Right.
It was just Kirk.
I was going to say, LK. What I appreciated was he came on first of all.
Oh, yeah.
Second of all, he owned up. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Three of us are married. Some of us multiple times. You always own up to your mistake, and things go much better in the immediate aftermath. Right.
Yep.
However, for 22 years old, he's a kid. He's a child.
Yeah.
So he's younger than my oldest. He's younger than my youngest child. So I mean, but it was. I thought he handled himself very well. But his bottom line was he was defending his friends.
Yeah.
And the fact that Kirk isn't in New York makes him distant. So he won't have the relationships.
For sure. And listen, like you said, he's 22 years old. And as much as I would blindly defend my friends now at 35, when I was 22, I mean, my friends could have, Aaron Hernandez, someone, and I would still probably defend them.
And that's why. But you know the difference? I mean, clear example, right? So Big Cat and maybe Kevin, they knew Kirk a little bit more, right? But Brandon Walker, never met Kirk before, but he's older, so he gets Kirk.
Yep.
So it might be a generational thing that the younglings, they just want to group together and then fuck the rest.
Yep. And there's something to that, LK, and there's also something again to the proximity. So if this were in New York, and he might have gone on, what's the show that Kate does with what's the show? I forgot.
Chaps and Kate.
He might have gone on there, and sat down, and questioned her in person. Probably would have gone a lot differently. Yeah. Right? Because that's the thing, it's all hearsay with
and you see this time and time again at Barstool. If you've been paying attention to Barstool at all over the years, this happens time and time again since they moved to New York. If you're not in New York, you get shafted with advertisements, with this, with that, with this, with that. You're missing out on different aspects of it. It's the same boring old playlist on repeat. It's just playing again. That's why he's not going to resign.
And I've had friends where they had these kind of friendly fire situations at companies, and they always try to be on the defensive. Always try to fix the situation and try to work with people, and never worked, and they ended up leaving their jobs. I've had situations where people came after me, for no reason. Mm-hmm. But to me, if someone comes after me, I'll go after them. Obviously in a professional way, but I won't stand down. And I think to me that always helped. In a way or the other, I never got to get fired because people up above knew of my work. Yep. And then people would either move to another department, or I would never stand down and let people shit on me. Right. So I hate this kind of environments where people are just trying to fuck with you for no reason.
Yeah, and it's also the political ladder of trying to gain something out of it, And in the same vein, I've had I as the way I am, I don't care if I get credit for the work I do. I know that in the end, I'm moving up and I'm fine, whatever. But what does bother me is the same type of thing as what you were talking about, LK, where if you try to blame your fuck up on me, for example, that's when I will get pissed. I don't care if you take my credit, somehow it'll all work out in the end. But if you blame me for that, that's when I'm going to start responding. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's the same type of situation where, they're going to blame Kirk for everything that goes wrong with them, and they're going to try to advance themselves at his expense.
Yeah.
Yep.
But at work, I'm a little different. I know that LK was you who actually said, you are who you are, whether you're behind a keyboard or alive as a real person. Yeah. But at work, I have to say, I am a little different. Although as I'm getting older and more crustier, I don't have the patience to teach people anymore. But my first reaction is when someone confronts me about something is, and it happens a lot, is, if someone says you're an asshole. And my first reaction is, am I an asshole? And then I have to think about it. Yep. And then I'll either say, you know what, I was an asshole, sorry. Or I'll be like, fuck you, I'm not an asshole, you're an asshole. Yep. Wait a minute, It wasn't me, it was you. But I have to say it's more often the former than the latter.
I mean, but I think but this is fine, right? But Ned, if you come to a meeting and say, hey, I have an idea, I think this will generate more money to the company, and people say, oh no, it's bad, and then they go behind your back and say, oh, maybe we should do this. They will just rephrase a little bit, so it's their idea. So this kind of thing pisses me off, and it's not a healthy environment to work.
That's because when you're looking at friendly fire at work, everyone's out for themselves, and I was always raised as the job seeks the man, and it's unseemly for the man to seek the job. So if you do good work and you do exceptional work, people will notice. It's not true.
I agree.
But
I've had
that
people
also-
I've had people trying to get me fired, and they went to my boss, like to my boss's boss, who used to be my boss before. It's like, oh yeah, really? Let's compare work, and then like they ended up being fucked, you know. Like, and I was like, yeah, go ahead, just do it, you know, because I knew nothing was gonna happen to me. Not because I'm just like resting, investing, but I knew my body of work.
Yeah.
So people sometimes, why would you go after someone just to get them fired? For what reason? You don't know this person's personal life, what they're going through.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've always found that it's usually the insecurity of the other people, or your own,
absolutely.
Or your own.
Yeah.
But everything comes from insecurity.
Yeah. And I will say this though, Ned, to your point about being a different person at work, I am, just maybe it's because of my age and just the way that the world has been since I've been working, but I am such a toned down, censored version of myself. I mean, even to the point where at our office we all have multiple monitors, and usually someone just leaves. Everyone usually just leaves like the news on one of their monitors, and I'm like, which news channel can I pick that will not give anyone ammo against me? If I pick CNN, then I'm going to hear that I'm a liberal maggot, maggot. And if I go with Fox News, then I am a Trump loving racist, and so I'm like, okay, I'll just go with MSNBC. Well, that's good.
Oh, that'd be worse. Yeah. Oh no, MSNBC is good. No, CNBC is good.
Yeah, but it's just like it's crazy because I do feel like I walk on eggshells a lot at work because I do want to avoid this situation where I can have these friendly fires, shooting at me.
Put on Kirk's podcast.
Yeah,
my boss does that. My boss is a great guy, and he has a giant screen TV in his office, and he's always watching Fox News behind him. And I tell him like, it's affecting your work. I'm telling you, it's affecting your work. But when he calls me, he's like, "What, do you listen to that guy's podcast again?" I'm like, "Yeah," because I'll be listening on one phone, and I'll be talking to him on my company phone. And I'll have to. It's a quick thing. I've got to plug in, answer his phone, and then turn off Kirk. Right. So usually there's about a 3-second lag, and they'll hear like, "What are you listening to? What is that?" Who is S.E. Robinson?
I had a moment the other day where I was re-listening to an earlier episode, and I just when I turned my car on to drive our nanny home, the Bluetooth picked it up, and the audio was just blaring right as Kirk was just burping right into the microphone. And he was like, "What the fuck is this?"
It's crazy. So one thing that I thought about calling this week. I didn't have time. Every time they sent the numbers, I was on calls, but nobody called bullshit on Steve's story about peeing a bottle. I mean, I think it's such bullshit. I think he's lying. I think he's lying
too.
What do you mean?
What do you mean he's lying? Yeah. Elaborate.
I think he doesn't. I think he staged that fucking bottle so someone would see it, either Kirk and Mike, and brought that up. Because as someone that drives a lot and likes to drive, and as someone that has kidney stones and I cannot hold my pee, so I pee in bottles all the time because it is what it is. It's not easy. It's not like I could be peeing right now and talking to you. It's a lot of movement, and for Kirk, like Mike doesn't see shit, but for Kirk not noticing, that's bullshit. Like you gotta put your pants down or even like unzip your pants. It's not like a smooth motion. You gotta move around a lot.
Well, I don't know. So doesn't he stand up a lot also back there? So I mean, maybe he's always moving, touching things.
No, but even okay, I'm gonna say
okay. I never thought of that. You might be right.
No, there's no way he staged it. There's no way it's a lie. I can't believe that.
Excuse me, the guy that created Elias. Come on, the guy that created multiple stories. So here, hold on. I'm sitting half bun on the chair, and my other leg is out. Right, I'm gonna try to unzip my shorts here.
Now you're frozen, so we can't see any of this.
Yeah, this doesn't work as well.
All right, that doesn't work. But like, it's not easy. You won't see me moving, and that's my point. And Clark picks up everything. So I'm calling bullshit on the peanut butter story.
But you know what we don't know? What we don't know is what does the booth look like that Steve is in. I don't know, and they never really described it. They just said,
Well,
he's
but
in a booth.
no, so I've seen the
What
booth.
if it's
like,
something that's like, oh, you have? Oh,
well, Kirk sits in front of Steve. Like you can see, like maybe like a third of Steve. Even if you only saw the head, there is movement up and down. Like like as you open up your
Yeah, but I feel
shorts.
like he's always moving around the whole time. Like he has to be, right? With the little pants. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive here. I just feel like there's no way that was staged.
Again,
I think this needs its own segment.
as an experienced
Bottle
someone
peer?
that pees in the bottle, bottle peer, I'm calling bullshit.
Well,
All right.
as someone who's very experienced peeing into like Gatorade bottles, driving, across country, you do have to do a lot of manipulation. You got to push,
Right,
while
exactly,
you're
right.
driving. What I do, and this is another lesson for you youngsters out there: put the car in cruise control, so that you can plant your feet, because you do have to like pretty much unzip your pants and unbuckle your pants and pull them down. You have to remove your manhood. And then you've got to put the bottle there, and you're still sitting below the bottle, so you've got to make sure you're well in there, so the bottle goes down all the way, and then you have to monitor the fill. So
exactly.
It would be a bottle that he had, right? Like
It's not an easy procedure.
And as you
It's
know,
not.
as you fill the bottle and you feel your bladder isn't completely empty, there's that panic of I have to stop this before it overflows.
Exactly.
Yep.
Which also happens.
No,
So.
Yeah,
I think LK's onto something.
I don't know.
I do.
I'm calling bullshit.
But you know what? It was hilarious regardless.
Yes.
It was.
Oh yeah,
hilarious.
absolutely.
I played that segment back, and I was so confused because you heard the end of the show.
Yep.
You're like, wait a minute. There's like 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And then Kirk said something cryptic, like the last 20 minutes of the show are mind blowing.
Listen to it first.
Yeah.
Listen to the end of the show first.
I was screaming, I was howling.
Yeah.
I thought it was the funniest. I thought it was hysterical. Kirk's reaction, but it was hysterical.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm if I had to bet, and I'll confront Steve. Like
Ask him about it
Something's up.
ask him about it in Saka.
He'll never admit it.
Something's up.
Give him a bottle and make him do it in front of you in Saka.
No, I don't want to see Steve.
Have him pantomime. Don't actually do it. Have him pantomime.
Okay, Adam. Yeah, that'll work.
Have him fucking pantomime it.
Steve,
All
go
right,
on.
Adam,
Do
you
it
do
right
it.
now. Steve, come on.
Yeah.
Do it right now.
Listen, I'm the one defending him.
Listen, are you Jewish or what?
Last I checked, I might be. Is this? Am I Jewish? I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, I think so.
Let me take mine out and see. Yep, I'm Jewish.
Hey, I caught a lie today, though. Did you guys listen to the episode today? I'll be real quick.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kirk was talking to Steve about logistics and everything going on up here today, or for the weekend, and said something like, oh, Steve, Maine, are we gonna have a problem with that name? Oh no, it's a French name. When the French settled, they saw it as the mainland, so it's named. It's shortened for mainland.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the word mainland in French. So he
I saw someone tweeting that. Yeah.
Oh really? Because I'm like, wait a minute. It was named after the province in France called Maine, Maine, and it was part of the French, French Canada.
I know,
but I'm like, what the fuck? He just spews shit out so fast and
According
easily.
to Wikipedia, again, I'm going to defend Steve here. According to Wikipedia, this is what comes up if you Google why did Maine get its name. History of Maine, Wikipedia. The origin of the name Maine is unclear. One theory is it was named after the French province of Maine.
Thank you.
Another is that it derives from a practical nautical term, the Main or mainland, Maine, Meyne, or mainland as one word, which serves to distinguish the bulk of the state from its numerous islands.
Those are English derivations.
Correct.
Hold on, who edited this page? Is that edited by S.C. Robinson?
Those are
That's fair.
the first was a French province. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The rest were English derivations of mainland or Maine.
Listen, I
he was full of
trust
shit.
Ned more than Steve. I trust Ned on this.
I heard that. I was like,
I'm with
wait,
you,
that's
Ned.
not right. But what I was amazed and impressed at was he did it quickly, smoothly, and like sounded like he knew what he was talking about.
No,
Yeah.
he's smooth. He's a smooth liar. I'll give him that.
Let Menners chew on that for his next episode where he goes after Steve. You know?
Well,
Not only that, he's always about the
hopefully he can go back to Steve instead of just the constant with DEC. It's getting a little boring with DEC. Menners, find another enemy. And also, Menners, I know you love me, by the way. I know I'm your favorite person in the entire YouTube network. I know how much you love me.
Now it's getting just sad. Let's wrap this up.
On that note, guys, have an awesome time this weekend. I'm so beyond jealous. Take a lot of pictures. Let me know. Make me even more jealous, and just enjoy it. Have a great time.
All right. So we'll see you next week.
You know, yeah. So, hey, guys.
There you go. Sad, lonely
See
Jew.
you Saturday. See you Saturday.
Bye.
Sad.
See you, Ned.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.